Okay, hi, this is Attorney Lynn Robinson coming out. And God's coming in regards to this captioned case, Notorious, Irreverent, God bullying, Be Nice, and More Antichrist, United States government corruption and furtherance of white supremacy, and or in contravention of and contrary to law and United States law. I have the other portions of this record I'll attach and include. You have to go the route as indicated on them, on the these those using this video through YouTube, given that they cited me on Facebook as violating their community rules as for what I'm doing. And of course, it's illegal. And Eddie Jordan is he constantly breaks the law. It's been in that carries out illegal criminal acts. It's corruption, it's because he constantly, just as he said, he okays with whatever's done like this. Said I'm banned from Loyola. Oh yeah, you're banned, and so he's because they determined want to criminalize me, make me a criminal, and one that's been disbarred. And again, it's not personal. It's not just me. Any other attorneys, they're really in good standing with the bar, that they disbar mental disability as they did me. It's corruption. It's American Bar Association. Corruption, and further proof of it is the fact that no one does anything to the scarecrow murderers. Just want to get on this. That's been on the street cars, and we're seeing like the judge considers this crazy, and the judge said that, and we killed the Indians, and Morris Bar have to rest in peace. I found out that this person, I thought it was a woman, but they have using the name Jackie, and I couldn't that true. I thought of the neighbor. Pointed out that maybe she, because they, first of all, with the way they do things, the way everything is done, excuse me, with them lying about these meds and so forth, he's having as if people are dying, and so I just asked one of my neighbors if she knew this person, the person who died, and she told me it's a man, and she also said he was stabbed a while back. I was taken aback by it. I said, ooh, because I don't see anything and like that. You see, we'll knock them out, blow by blow, punch them out, or any crimes are going. But the way they have it, they've it's crazy. Of course, it's illegal. What they do proves the corruption. But they say, oh yeah, the criminals are in control. But the way they have it structured is to say you're bothering people. So that's why years ago they incarcerated me and a man called the police officer in Alabama, whichever Satsuma, wherever I had taken my ride. Or just like in the riot, he called and said, I have your wife in Satsuma, wherever that is, was Alabama. And I don't know whether or not to take her to jail or the hospital. They constantly, they had me shackled down like they shackle down people who have committed mass murders and so forth. Eddie Jordan, just as he did with Dick Cheney. He mocks me, contempt. I'm correct on the law. He's illegally allowed to do what he does. He sent me a text message, and I pointed out to him a very long time ago, and more than once I pointed out, look, I'm not sending this record back to you. What record? He does all of that. But so he sent me a text just recently, allegedly, Dick Cheney died, and so but Eddie Jordan sent me texts. He said the text he sent was worded on order. The mass murder of Dick Cheney died, and then he's also sent me messages, text messages saying the founding fathers are dead and so forth, and that's why he But then he'll say, because he alleges he's not working. That's how he thinks. That system is, and so he thinks this way. It's where he lives. His brain, his literal way of thinking and combining everything, as opposed to being an attorney, as opposed to being a person who's gone to law school to learn the law, how to apply the law, how to work as an attorney and practice law. That's not your way of thinking. But I just in dealing with him, I told him, I can tell he and the others interacted with those races like the ones at Loyola. I recall Professor Hug, who I clerked with, saying they like to read their little documents, their documents about them. And so so it seems he has in mind Eddie Jordan, but now they in law school, of course they were racist. It's how you're treated, actually, the actual experiences, like they call it the wallpaper effect, where they would treat the black students, blacks, but they did it to us as students. Ignore you, they'll be right in your look, be in your presence. They could be standing right next to you and intentionally ignore you, so as to like when I'm doing it with Eddie, of course, as a trained attorney, a lawyer, properly licensed and educated licensed attorney, I'm not doing any wallpaper effect on him or anything else just to be ugly, nasty. They call it talking, and he does it. So he likes it. They practice law. He likes the way they practice law, but that's unethical, and that's as I've indicated, it's grounds for permanent disbarment. A lot of lawyers practicing law without a license is a crime. Eddie Jordan sends me text messages, always in it's like he and others, they all wanted to zero in on me, and find any reason. It's like constantly about alleging I can't turn the practice of law. I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of that. The ban, you search yourself above the law. All of this. Facebook can block you. You can't bring Eddie's done. He does it all of the time to me. Or somebody needs to shut me up. Or is that why you moved and somebody complained about you? You're talking about the Ku Klux Klan. And so as he does it, what he does, or says what he says, and I get if that's factual evidence, and I then add the besides framing it here and give him the record, and frame the issues, show it, make the points, decide off he sends back like one. We sent me a message saying no one signs or pleadings or signs or have a signature line like mine. I'm getting the job done, and it's about legal. That's why we just with perhaps from what I recall without refresh, I told him think, because it's like what you think? What do you think? And so because I know what he intends, because what they intended to do is squeeze me out anyway, and then to make it as if, again, but Eddie does act like a bad child who needs a whipping from a mama. That's why I told him, I said, he asked me, like, where is my belt? Oh, because he does act childish like that, like a brat. Although he's a grown man, he acts like somebody who's, the Bible said, train up a child in the way they should go, and they shall not depart from it, and spare the rod, spoil the child. And so that's why, and again, before I started law school, went to law school, I got certified to teach secondary social studies, excuse me, social studies, so social studies education, secondary, on that secondary level as opposed to elementary, but and I one reason why I decided to go to law school is because first, I was working on a GRE and wanted to get my PhD in musicology. Daddy Jordan just last week sent me some messages telling me I'm acting like I believe he may have said white woman from Indiana, but to discredit me, whatever that garbage I put out. He always it's like a lot of what he does is wanting to they call that make you eat your words or use what you have. Not against you in terms of lawyering, is personal and it's ugly. But everybody talks about fighting. So they all, but the problem with that, just as my neighbor told me about the person being stabbed, and I was taken aback. As vindicated before, what they call him fighting and accused me of, or my husband said something about I'll get him in the fight. It's litigation. And doing my job as an attorney. So of course that ban is illegal. But he's constantly as if they can challenge me and just watch me like the homosexual woman on the premises. They taking my stuff, stealing the stuff, and I say that's mine. And shut up. Then later my husband told me they made them do that. So and they got that. That's supposed to be what they mean by professional misconduct. And that woman told me, "Look how you dressing." Shut up, and get your mouth up. Look how you dress. I wouldn't. I work for a law firm, and I said, as I told off the spouses, do it. You won't get away with it. And that's me. And that's just what the way it's supposed to be. It's not a matter of a dress code. I would put this on intentionally. Yes, you've seen it before. More Hyman, my husband's not guilty. Eddie Jordan, the American Bar Association, those two guilty parties. Government officials, and is Eddie with these bogus legal theories? He's still with that Donald Trump stuff, and then say, accuse me of, but he uses it, and he does. He's interacting with me. He's interacting with me outside of litigation, but I'm litigating because it's not personal. He is not just telling me or showing me pictures of grandchildren. He may speak about them, but he's talking about this corruption. And so he says things, just as he said when he laughed and said there's nothing you could do about it. And a guy telling him, they keep on talking. When they first said that, keep talking, we'll show you. I was like, keep talking. And he sends back nonsense. Everything you know, that's nonsense. You such nonsense. I'm talking about the law. When what I learned in the law school, I didn't go to law school to socialize with Loyola or any other racists, none of it. And I've already got the issue is that he comes because he comes back always challenging me, and they have the clan working. So again, they have it set up. You bothering them. That's although it's dangerous out there. My neighbor told me that it's dangerous out there. Like be careful because they have criminals out there. So they first of all act as if they have to school me. It's one thing if I were just a woman my age. But as a lawyer, let's see something. They had this way it could turn around. Or see if I can get this to turn around. No. And so we had the pleadings, they had them included, like you could, for example, discovery, motions to compel. You couldn't bring even lawsuits, you couldn't bring frivolous lawsuits, and intending just to harass, and that's what that language is included in these, in the like the federal rules of civil procedure. And of course Eddie Jordan is not getting anywhere with me wanting to act well as if he can nail me. It's so crazy anyway. I'm adding to the record he sends back, and whenever he says things I see, I see it, but mostly is when his text messages, I already indicated, look, the text messages are in. It's evident. You're sending it, you're communicating via text message. So, no, and he goes, but no, that's not text messages, and you playing that. They do all of that, all of those things, or different ways they if we categorize things as crazy, and so I'm supposed to be crazy as a licensed attorney. But then he always wants to imply I'm the one that can get caught by the Bar Association, like with the preachers, and they later sent out or sent something saying about nudity when I'm sending, and then I'm doing my job, and because I told him, look, nobody's gonna violate me. And I share with people. I love it. God is so awesome. He blessed me to of course, he anointed and appointed me to handle this corruption case. I see it because I'm properly educated and doing the job. You didn't have to become a partner in a firm. I started out at Brian Jupiter, and you work toward becoming a partner anyways of a council. But otherwise, if you don't, the point is to do the job. So I had my firm, the law office, Lynn M. Robinson, M for my middle name, M. Myers, excuse my maiden name, Lynn M. Myers. So, but it all works out because look, I could come just fast forward to the present and say, well, you all either conceal or destroy the evidence, you want to pretend as if, just because you didn't want me to succeed because they had the social point, behavioral thing in mind anyway. What you think you have to do to become partner, in addition to just doing the work, this, that, but again, Trevor Bryan, the senior partner at Brian Jupiter, told me you had to let me go because they were downsizing. And so, let's see, what did I do? I may have started by, you've gotten your license, you can always work. You can always work, or you can, as long as you get clients, it's legitimate. You could work. And then Officer George Hill let me use his office, all of that. And so now I have this experience because I did my work in all of that training. That's the purpose of the CLEs. And I tell I've told Eddie Jordan that more than once. I say those people knew what they were doing. It is true, but even with Miranda, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say or do will be used against you in the court of law. But you don't have a right to be a criminal. And so, and it's just with the courts, the way they had it, in the past, they couldn't get always, because they would have to have leads. But God is me. I tell them, I let Eddie Jordan know too. I said, I love it. God it is real. All this you need to be so, and that's why Eddie Jordan mocks me doing all of this because of God. And like whoever he said they had a whim, he's going to fight me. I'm not fighting any of them. And he's wrong. And God gave me, I was constantly telling him, look, God did this, and I'm going on having church and all, and Bible studies and all, as I've had church, growing up in the church, you have different formats, but and then God has me doing it. Just chair. God is working. So, and I am an experienced attorney. I gained all of those skills, and that's the point. I'd be sought after, but people ask me all about cards and all, but I said, they're not practicing law properly. Whatever that is, they do. It's like another lady. All it really is, it seems to me, it's being done in word furtherance of white supremacy. Get the look and white, you're right. And it is. It makes me very angry to see loyal and enrolling student, but being racist is white supremacy, and it's crap about criminals controlling, but then Eddie Jordan is always saying things as if they have to be on. I have to eyeball me so much. Oh, they do speak to down before the Bar Association finds out, and I'm saying, look, here's your record. Bar Association has cameras around here, and they're committing crimes. Aiding and abetting and put the criminals in control. Stuff about these things about Section 8 is gangster. The United States government is gangster. They're not supposed to, but they do it. Committing crimes in our